Morning everyone, welcome back to another My Week in Perfumes weekly rotation video. This is episode 6. Welcome back. So back at work, it's Monday morning. So Declaration Parfum was uneventful, mainly because I could barely smell the thing. I had blocked nose. It is what it is. I'm sure I smell pretty good, like a bit of orange, bit of spice, gentlemanly vibe. Moving on. Today, back at work, my last 2 days on my cardiology department, and it's wet, windy, stormy weather. It is the start of December, and it's really not ideal at all. Here's the thing. I'm not necessarily in the mood for much perfume, and I'm mostly not in the mood for something heavy and hefty because I can barely smell. I already feel pretty rough. You kind of want to feel something that will give you some freshness. And despite it being very cold, windy, and pretty much a storm out here, I just want to feel fresh and clean. I just want to freshy, to be honest, because I feel like when you're sick, you just want to feel fresh, cooled, if you like, even though it's December. So I'm going to go with a freshie today. I'm stuck between two. I brought both of them, to be honest with you. How much of them am I going to smell? I'm not sure. In terms of this illness, the masculine struggle continues, but I feel like I'm over the hump now. I'm going to be, that's it, like straight line, final straight, cross the line to recovery. Hopefully today, tomorrow, should a little bit shaky, and then back to normal on Wednesday. We will celebrate on Wednesday. Wednesday, I start a new job, and it is in surgery. It's going to be completely different challenges, different hours, different everything, really. So that's going to be exciting. The perfume I actually chose first was Chanel Paris Edinburgh, and I was like, yeah, I kind of like it. I'm wearing this white and green shirt, feeling like that would really suit the vibe, because it's a green, fresh perfume with a bit of juniper. Just amazing. Most people use this in the highest of heat. And then I stepped outside to put my bag in the car, and oh my god, it was freezing. So I went back inside, went to my wardrobe, and I was like, I need something with more bass. So I brought with me Dior Eau Sauvage Parfum 20, the latest one, 17. So for the rest of this car journey, I'll deliberate which one I will apply. The Eau Sauvage Parfum is very much the better product, better perfume, right? But it is compromised as a freshie because I feel like it's just as much about the resins as it is about the freshie component of it. It's kind of like, it doesn't fully commit, if you know what I mean, which makes it a great jack of all trades kind of perfume. It's a freshie you can wear, high heat, sub-zero, do the trick. But if you're seeking a freshie for its freshness, like Paris Edinburgh, I feel like does that better, while still having that British aromatic touch. It's really not French. It's French in its techniques, but it's British in its sense. I really think Chanel nailed it with Paris Edinburgh to give you that sophisticated British aromatic green fougere kind of vibe. I don't even know it's not really a fougere. And I feel like it does depict a summer in Edinburgh quite well, surprisingly. Even though Edinburgh itself probably smells a bit more like shit. Maybe that's Glasgow. Anyway, Scottish fellas, don't fight me in the comments. So, yeah. Does utility make you a better perfume? Not necessarily, right? If anything, for someone who is a collector, utility makes you a worse perfume. Because if you want a freshie, you want the commitment. If you want the resin, you want the commitment. But if you had a collection of, let's say, 5 bottles, 10 bottles, yeah, Eau Sauvage Parfum is like a must-have, right? Because it'll just hit every single day of the week. I don't know. Let me know what you think. I do have to comment on Paris Edinburgh being inspired once again by someone that Coco was doing things with in bed. And it's like, come on, guys, who thought this is a good idea? You know what we should do? Make a perfume about someone's love life and sex life. Bruh, I don't care. To me, it's even off-putting rather than interesting. Is it aimed at the gossip magazine kind of ladies? To be like, oh, this one is inspired by this boyfriend, the Duke of whatever. Oh, you know what I'm saying? I just don't get it. Is that the Chanel fan base? Are they reading gossip magazines about Z-list celebrities? Or A-list celebrities, whatever. I mean, I don't know what list Coco goes in, but like, who cares? You know what I mean? Right, another day of work. What are we going for? So, Eau Sauvage Parfum. So classy. So deep for what it is. So, Dior versus Chanel. Question as old as time. Which one are we going for? Let's check out Paris Edinburgh. Just a quick one in the air. Oh, it's glorious. Green, juniper, citrus. Just uplifting. Oh, it's epic. Now, Eau Sauvage Parfum. It's a quick one in the air as well. Deeper, richer, more resinous. You know what? I'm going to commit and go for Chanel today because I just want that freshness. Let's commit to the freshness. I want to feel refreshed. I want to feel like energized, you know? I don't care if it doesn't last. So let's just spray this thing on liberally. One. This atomizer's fucking great, man. 4, 5. Another one here, 6. Let's get some on the arms as well. Why the hell not? 2 on the arms. Let's get this shirt absolutely drenched and stuff. Make sure my mic doesn't break from this. I've got my coats instead. I don't even know at this point. I'm just spraying everywhere, to be honest. Let's do a back spray too. Now that I stink of Paris Edinburgh, it's probably still going to last like 2 hours. It is what it is, but I feel fresh and clean. As soon as I step out this car in this wind, I'm probably going to regret going for a freshie, but it is what it is. Catch up tomorrow. Chanel, Paris, Edinburgh. Edinburgh, guys, right. The trip to Edinburgh yesterday was actually amazing. I'm glad I went for it because it exceeded my expectations. Maybe wearing Paris Edinburgh an eau de cologne, or I say EDT, but it's described as a cologne. Maybe the move is to wear it in Edinburgh-like conditions, aka the cold, because guess what? It doesn't exactly get very warm over there in Scotland, okay, and up north. Just will randomly be hot, but most of the time, guys, it's sub 20, even in, you know, the summer, if you like. So it was actually great. It did that freshness, had that juniper hit, just kind of a little bit metallic, a little bit sharp, but very piney and herbaceous and fresh and refreshing. And it gives off that mature vibe as well, which I really, really like. And I could smell it all the way to like 3, half 3 from 8. That's not bad. And when I stepped out of work at 5, it was raining a little bit. I didn't have my coat on or anything. The rain kind of started to hit my neck where I had it sprayed, and it just like kind of reactivated. I was walking in the rain. I was like, damn, yeah, this is Edinburgh. So yeah, fair play. Terrific perfume. Just shows you can wear a freshie, a cologne, an EDT in the winter and get amazing results. Highly recommend it, guys. Wear your Paris Edinburgh in the winter. It was great. Just the freshness and energy that I needed. Getting slightly better. Had a massive banging headache at work all day. Not relieved by tons of espresso, like we're talking about 6 total. But we move. Morning. It's Tuesday morning. So I'm feeling a lot better. Not fully 100% back yet, but I can't complain. I'm over that hump. I'm back to normal, wearing black today and feeling like a man, feeling back to normal again. The masculine struggle may just be over, and today's perfume choice is kind of inspired by that. It's one I haven't worn in a while, but I really do enjoy. Sometimes I think the performance can be a little bit better, but we'll test it out again today, see how it does. I'm going for a masculine spicy. A nice green spicy one, not really a fougere. This one belongs in its kind of own little subcategory. I don't know how to categorize this one. It's just a spicy green masculine, you know? And wearing black as well just suits the vibe totally. And it is Roger Reckless Parfum Pour Homme. Reckless is weird. Totally weird one. Some people really love it, some people really hate it. Some people say it's a rip-off of the Clive Christian X for Men. I'm yet to try X for Men in any reasonable capacity. I really should, because if X for Men is better, I can get it for cheaper. I mean, I got this for dirt cheap, but still, I'd rather get 100ml of X for Men, but I need to try that. But the fact that it's Giza Sean, now I go anosmic to a lot of his stuff, and I'm assuming he's just used the same materials for Clive Christian. That's going to be a big no-no for me, but we'll test that out. And because X for Men is supposedly the original, well, something is more original than X for Men. It's probably like Z14 or something, right? So who cares, you know? Just go for the one that smells better. Better value for you, suits your personality, gives you the wear experience you want, the feeling you want. I'm going to do a token for originality, especially when it's not exactly a very original idea. A green, spicy, masculine perfume. Like, that's the tale as old as time, you know? So no props for Clive Christian for me being more original, because there's something more original than that. I mean, Tom Ford tried to do a couple of these. So anyway, I find Reckless very difficult to explain. To me, there is something sharp, acrid almost. There's something tobacco-y about it, smoker about it. It's like you're smoking in the shower. I don't know, very weird explanation. But let's pull up and put this one on. I didn't really think about being remembered. I'll be honest with you, these guys don't really care. They change doctors every 4 months on a regular basis, just another day for them. So I don't really care either. You know, I'll care more about tomorrow, my first day at a new job, and I'll probably be on my best behavior, wearing something that has just enough personality without being dominating. The urge to just hit them with the vintage Antaeus on the first day is strong, but we won't do that, okay? Famous last words. Let's see what happens tomorrow. But for now, let's pull up, put on some Reckless on this 6-degree December morning, and see how we get on. Reckless, not the biggest performer, average performer. Let's not be too reckless today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Selfish spray up here. Fuck it, 2 selfish sprays, why not? Feeling extra selfish. 8 sprays, 7 sprays. Cool. It's refreshing, it's sharp, it's green, woody, tobacco-y. It's just a spicy masculine that just makes you feel energized, and that's what I need. Let's see how it does. Catch up tomorrow. So Reckless, how did it do? Well, firstly, it exceeded my expectations on performance. I thought it would, you know, be dead after a few hours. 4 is what I was expecting. Actually, kept on kicking on until 4 p.m, which is almost a full work day. You gotta give it that. I did give it a good old few sprays, especially on shirt as well, so that did help it out a lot. But when it comes to sun profile, wow, it's magnificent. It's probably the least formal and put together Roger that I have. It's like 2 shirts undone, you know? There is something reckless about it. Reckless masculinity, you know? Something very vintagey, something tobacco-y about it. I know it's probably not listed. I mean, it probably is listed because it probably goes for listing every single note on the planet, as is the usual style of the note listing. But it's got that greenness, and it's got something old school about it. It's an old school guy that knows how to have fun. He's not as serious and as boring as Vetiver. He's not as predictable as a Fougère like Scandal. He's nowhere near as elegant and classy as Danger. The names are so dumb, aren't they? But Reckless, I kind of get it. Kind of. Just about. But yeah, it was amazing. I have no desire to try the Clive Christian X because I'm 90% sure it's not as good, even if it's the OG. Why? To me, to my taste, because Giza just uses these, he just drowns the stuff out in ICE Super and I just can't smell it, usually. At least his stuff for Ormond Jane, I'm nose blind to. Let's not even get started on his own brand, Molecule, etc. So I honestly have no desire, even if it's slightly better, let's say slightly better, just to go through the hassle of selling my bottle and then waiting for a good deal and then picking up the Clive Christian. It's just like, why? Why? Like, you can't treat perfumery like something you're an Olympic athlete, you know, looking for that extra 1% boost. We're not going for the gold medal here, guys. You know, most certainly not going for an Olympic gold. That's for sure. So, yeah, Reckless is staying. I'm going to stay Reckless. It's a very nice compliment to my last day at work, which went great. Good morning, guys. It is Wednesday, my first day at my new job. As you can tell, it's dark outside. You might be thinking, what the hell is going on, man? Well, it's like 7:30 a.m. One of the disadvantages of this new job is that I have to start at 8 instead of 8:45. And I'm not used to that. Wow. Being up so early. It's literally, the sun hasn't even risen yet. It's going to be depressing, at least to begin with, until the weather gets a bit better and the days get a bit longer. But here we are. Now it's my first day at work. I don't even know where I'm going. I think I might be slightly late. Probably not, let's be honest. I walk fast. Perks of being 6'9". Don't even know who is expecting me, etc. There's a couple other people starting, so we'll all be in the same boat. I don't know any of them, but we are where we are. Just gonna turn up. The wood is further away from the car park. I don't think I have accounted for that extra walking. Chill, man. I know what I'm doing. But here we are. Now, the first day, you don't want to push the boats too much. Meeting a ton of new people. First impressions matter. So, to be honest with you, there was only really one choice. And no, it was not imagination, guys, because that's just a little bit too unserious. It's great. It's a great candidate for a first day at work, first week at work, etc. But it's a little bit too light-hearted and childlike. I want something that is equally as light-wearing and inoffensive, but a bit more mature. And there was no doubt about it in my mind. It was only ever going to be one perfume from my collection, and it is MDCI Invasion Barbare. The name, I mean, I don't get it at all. The Barbarian Invasion is such an intriguing name. It's such a cool name, right? But the perfume is not really like an invasion at all. There's nothing barbarian about it. Quite the contrary. It's very peaceful and elegant. So I don't really get the name, to be honest. Any ideas, guys? Maybe I'll message Claude and ask him, like, what's with the name, dude? And if he just says, yo, it sounded cool as hell, I would totally be down with that explanation. He just says, yo, it sounds cool as hell, dude. Like, that's like more than enough for me to be satisfied. Does it really need to be any more than that? Anyway, it's fantastic. Bob Frigère. Very well loved, with high esteem in the community, for good reason. The key with this one is you have to spray quite a lot on. Let's pull up, spray this thing, and see how it goes. Alright, gang. Let's put on this MDCI Invasion Barbare. See how we get on. Found it. 1, 2, good atomizer. 3, nice pressure. 4, 5, Invasion Barbar doesn't really need a selfish spray because, well, it's not one you really bring your arm up to your nose, you know, you just catch whiffs of it in the air. Just do a neck, a back couple there as well, that'll do. Well, I'm shouting the stuff. Let's get on with it. Nervous? Naturally, but it is what it is. Let's get started. Okay, so how did the first day go with Invasion Barbar? Well, let's talk about Invasion Barbar first. Okay, Invasion Barbar, I don't even know how many times I sprayed that stuff, but it was a lot, okay? Probably like 12 sprays, okay? And it was perfect. I was sat there after I got home, just unbuttoned my shirt a little bit, nothing crazy, and it was still there, just booming off the skin. Full day of wear, 100%, okay? If you do less, be warned, you may not smell it as well as I do, for as long as I do. It's never like going crazy, you know? Sorry, it's bin man here. It's never like going crazy, right? Make sure I'm not running them over. They're running around with bins, which is worrying. So Invasion Barbar is never going to be crazy. No matter how much you overspray it, it's just going to cement and define that aura that you have. And it's a wonderful aura. Definitely signature scent worthy. It's wet and dewy. It's barbershoppy. Little spices there. Just a little bit here and there. A bit of ginger, of cardamom maybe, alongside it to support it. It's fantastic. It's such a unique smell. Not smelled a barbershop like it at all, ever. And yes, I do own the HDP, Histoire de Parfum 1725. Not the same at all, guys. I can kind of get what you're coming from, but not really. It reminds me of something weird, like, you know those glossy boxes from pastry shops that have the cakes, the gâteau in? I don't know. I can't crack it. I don't know why it smells like that to me, but it kind of does. So Invasion Barbar, as you can tell, in high esteem because I chose it to be my first day scent at my new job. Let's move on to today. Morning, guys. It's still dark as hell in December. It's still very early, starting at 8. Gonna have to get used to it now for the next 4 months. So another day, another perfume. Second to last day. I'm still kind of not fully back to my best yet. Banging headache still from this illness that I had. Really bad. Still kind of coughing a bit. Just not ideal, you know. This one was really rough, I can't even lie. Like, I can hack a fair bit of illness, but this one, the effects are long-lived. Probably because I did not have any days of rest, really. So yesterday, first day in a new department. It's going to be like that until the end of March, which is a long time, man, 4 months. And I already missed my older job for sure. So I work on a orthopedic team, which basically is a bone surgery kind of team. And at the moment, I'll explain how it works. Okay. So firstly, you have the surgeon, the bone surgeon, the bone bro, as they are called in the medical meme world. So you have the big bro, the bone bro. Okay, this is a highly specialist surgeon. He basically spends most of his time in the operating room, operating theatre as we call it. Had to go, you know, fancy British mode. Room? Nah, nice theatre, guys, because it's art. Okay, surgery is art. So that's the big bro, the bone bro. Now the bone bro has been on a specialist training program, and he basically doesn't really know any medicine anymore. By choice, he's kind of erased it from his mind. Useless information about medical diseases, conditions, drugs. He's really not that interested. He's just there to fix bone. There's no bone to be fixed, not his problem. We move, right? Shouts out to the surgeons. Great, very talented indeed. Respect. Then you have the second line from him, which is the mini bone bros. So these are called little bros, I would say. Basically, they are training to be him. And just like him, they kind of like don't care about anything else other than bones, right? Which is great. Just a super competitive specialty. I think only neurosurgery is more competitive. Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, he's very competitive either way. Doesn't matter if it's number 2, number 3, like who cares, right? So these guys have to step on many other people's necks to get to that position, and they're kind of like, they're just mimicking the big bone bro, being like, yeah, we don't really care, bro. Like, just tell me about bone. Otherwise, it's boneless. I don't treat boneless, right? So only bone, right? So that's the second line of defense from the big surgeon, and they're also only in theater or in clinic, right? So on the ward is where the other bozos like me live, and we're kind of like there's a mini bro, like there's a baby bro, and he's basically like not on a specialty training for that specific surgical, so he's not training in bones specifically, he's training in like general surgery, and they're trying to build their portfolio to become a specialist rather than just general basic surgery kind of stuff, and they're kind of stepping on each other's necks, trying to get into the theater. And everyone is mimicking the bone bro and being like, bro, all I care about is surgery. Nothing else, not my responsibility. And then you have the bozos, the residents, and we're kind of there on the ward. So the patient gets wheeled in after their surgery, and the surgeon is like, yeah, I did a great job. We give them pain relief, get the physio to see them, make sure they're all good. If anything else goes wrong, the surgeon basically just does not really touch the ward, like ever. Maybe like once, just to say hi to the patient, make sure just to get their thanks, get the round of applause from the patient for their work in the theatre, to get the standing ovation, and then they kind of like, yeah, let's bounce and fix some more bone. So what happens is that you have these residents, which are these unsurgical bozos like myself, and we're kind of there to get the patient home after, make sure they have no pain, and fix any other issue that could go wrong, right? Now, I'd have to say, your leadership team or your senior team is very far away from you. So if anything kind of starts to go wrong or you need any assistance, any advice, they're not there. Okay, so you have to find them, which is a challenge. And they're in the theatre. And you're like, well, I'm not going to, go in there, call them. It's not that bad. So now you're waiting, and it's a bit frustrating. And secondly, when you do get a hold of the senior team, they just don't care about anything else other than the bone, right? And it feels like they will just, anything else, they'll be like, no, sorry, I can't help you. You need to find a medical doctor. And I'm like, well, we kind of are, guys. But the attitude is that, well, if you start to treat something, then you kind of take responsibility for it. And it's kind of not their job anymore. So it ends up being my job, my responsibility. So now I have to find some advice from a medical doctor from elsewhere, which you end up phoning people and waiting. It's very frustrating. The ward itself is very much different. I was in basically the second most serious ward in the whole hospital, like a high dependency cardiac unit. Only ICU, intensive care, is like more serious. When you're on a serious unit, you have like a big serious team full of serious doctors, serious nurses. And by serious, I mean like super well trained, well equipped to handle anything. And that's the vibe. But surgical ward, very unserious. You have a bozo like myself, who's kind of doing the whole shebang on their own, and the nursing team as well is like the unserious in comparison to like the high, like they've been trained for 20 years, they have experience, like they put like the youngsters there that are like just a bit more just chill and like don't really have the experience. So it ends up being like you're in this basement of patients who've had their hips and knees fixed, and it just does not really make you very excited. It's not exciting, and I have to say I'm not looking forward to the next 4 months. Hopefully I'll go to the theatre and watch some bone stuff going on, go to clinic a few times, but God, this is going to be a drag. All the fun that happens, all the seriousness is happening in the theatre, and we're not even in the nosebleeds, guys. Do theatres have nosebleeds? No, we're like in a different town. waiting for a patient to be able to walk again and not be in pain, and then send them home. It is what it is. So, another day. Sorry for the derailment there, the tangent. I am absolutely shattered, deflated. It is what it is. We'll see how it goes. At least the workload is not bad. Then it's not a ton of work. But yeah, I've already given up. It's only my second day, but let's just make it to the weekend. Recover, recuperate, get over this illness. It's still there, kind of. It's killing me. I need to take some meds. So today we're continuing with the good first impressions, even though I'm not even going to see the seniors except for that 1 hour meeting we do in the morning. We do like a quick meeting. Then they go to the theatre and do their thing, and I go to the basement and give morphine and laxatives. It is what it is, eh? It's not exciting, but someone has to do it. And for the next 4 months, I will be that someone. So we might as well do it to a good level. Continuing with, I don't really care about impressing or first impressions anymore, because I'm literally just basically working on my ones, like, you know, effectively, right? I just see these guys in the morning for an hour for a morning meeting. They just discuss what they're going to do in the theatre. We kind of just like doze off a bit because we're like, do what you need to do, bros. But I'm still going to take it easy. I'm still going to go for something that sets a good first impression. And that's going to be today, sartorial. Sartorial, and I'm not wearing a shirt today because honestly, I was so shattered I couldn't even iron my shirt, man. So I'm wearing scrubs, looking like a bum. Sartorial, ideally, you want to be looking and feeling fresh. I'm hoping that even though I'm not looking or feeling fresh, just by wearing it, it will just make me feel like that. You know, we'll see how it goes. It could be really out of place. With sartorial, beautiful lavender opening, very loud and elegant, but this leathery beeswax in the dry down is super magical. Really classy stuff. Really unique for a fougere. And I love it. I haven't worn it in a while, so let's give it a go, see how we get on. Beeswax lavender. So posh. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think that'll do. This one's a bit of a bomber to begin with. My meeting's in like 20 minutes. Should settle down by then and become beautiful. Still feel terrible. I'm so dry. Like my lips are cracked and I need to sleep this weekend. Just chill. Start next week fresh. But for now, the car is saying limp home. Not my car, my engine. So let's limp home. Get these next 2 days done. See you guys tomorrow. All right, guys, how did sartorial go yesterday? To be honest, I was quite busy yesterday looking after these patients in this basement, and they're meant to be all good, just had their knees and hips and ankles fixed or whatever. Meant to be just like, here's some pain relief and keep it moving, but they all had something going on, so I was quite busy. I barely noticed it because I was so in the zone. My mind just shut off everything. I only noticed it at the beginning because obviously the opening is quite potent, but it just disappeared. So it was really uneventful, where not necessarily due to sartorial itself. I don't think it necessarily did anything wrong. If anything, it wears like Invasion Barbare, but maybe I just wasn't focusing as much. So that's that. I'm still like off it in a way, and super not in a good mood / energy level. Just still feeling quite sick. Don't understand why, but let's keep going. It's Friday morning. It's Friday. I haven't even set off yet because it was freezing last night and my car is totally frozen and waits for it to defrost. Today's scent of the day is not based on emotion, weather conditions, or desire. is mainly based on respect for someone. So on Wednesday, one of my favorite guys in the space, Rafi, dropped a video about how he was looking for this vintage perfume for 5 years. He finally found it thanks to Anuj. Shouts out to Anuj, Carvin Om. And literally, whilst the video is still playing in the background, YouTube Premium, get on that. It's really useful feature. I went on eBay to look at it, to be like, whoa, he looked at this 5 years and he really likes it. Similar to Gucci Envy, ticks all my boxes. And then I just found the bottle randomly sat there for 60. I was like, damn, you know what? The vintage game is so unfair because one person's treasure could be missing for 5 years, and then I just find it in 5 minutes, maybe less. So I immediately bought it. It was the last one. And it's arrived literally 2 days later. Yesterday, Thursday, a day later. That's how quick it is. And today's Friday, and I'm trying it. I'm going to wear it as my scent of the day. I'm going to unbox it for you guys. Let's arrive at work after this car defrosts and unbox it in the car, spray that thing on and see how we get on. Last day, let's crack on, get it over and done with, recuperate, recover, reflect this weekend and see how things are going to go and be like for the next 4 months. Let's pull up. Well, let's set off and then pull up. All right then, let's unbox this thing. So the box, I mean, it looks like a box of a children's toy. This is a 50 ml. It looks like an action figure, you know, a Barbie doll box kind of thing, which is weird. But anyway, let's unbox it. Carvin Om. My butler will clean that up. That is, yep, it's like a toy for real, guys. What the hell? Oh, I see. Okay. There's carving on it, all the info in the back, barcode, etc. And it's like in one of these. Oh. Very fancy action figure kind of thing. So interesting. Very cheap looking. I have to, oh my god, it's already, the name is on my finger now. The Carvin Om name. It did have Carvin Om, but it's kind of gone now. Yucky. Oh, this is one of the worst caps of all times. Also, what's with this thing? Is this real, guys? I thought it meant to have a, oh, I see. This is a C here on the top. It's kind of cut out. It's very weird. It doesn't stay on like at all. I mean, it kind of does stay on, I guess. This vintage juice has some weird particulates in there. Anywho, let's spray this on. Full trust in the process. Meant to be like a woody, spicy thing? Who cares? Let's just do one on hands. Oh, that is a bad atomizer. Oh, it's like a aromatic fougere, but with the spices turned all the way up because I'm getting some lavender and carnation. Just making sure it hasn't gone off before I like. Because due to bad storage, these things can go off. You know? Okay, the atomizer is a little bit better now, which is good. It's nice. It's sharp. It's green. A little creamy lavender, creamy sandalwood, and a bunch of spices. Let's just spray it on and get on with the day. Catch up tomorrow. That should do. Oh, it's really nice. It's nice and spicy now in the air. When you put it up to your hands, it's like a bit too extreme. Let's put a couple on chest as well. This is kind of good. Okay, I need to go because I'm running a bit late for a meeting. It's beautiful though. I'm very surprised. It's catch up tomorrow. Right, so how did Carvin Om go yesterday? My latest pickup, Rafi's latest pickup. It was super interesting. On skin, I really did not like it. It's had that Immortelle curryness thing, like Au Noir. It reminded me of Au Noir, you know, like an Immortelle kind of vibe, to be honest with you. But in the air, it was glorious. Later on, after I left the car and went in and I was in my meeting, I sprayed a fair bit on. There's a creamy sandalwood and a touch of lavender and these really nice Christmassy spices, like dark spices, you know, stuff you'd put in a Mexican hot chocolate, you know, nutmeg, cinnamon, or like a spicy dessert if you like, or a spicy drink. It was nice. It was beautiful. I have to say, I do have one fragrance that does render this one a little bit redundant, and it is Sunshine Man by Amouage, because it has the spiciness, has the lavender, and has the caramel, has the vanilla. So I think Au Noir, Sunshine Man, maybe they're all inspired by this Gucci Envy DNA, or Carvin Homme DNA, because Carvin Homme came first. It kind of died after about 4-ish hours for me. So I was unimpressed by the performance. I do want to do some A to B comparisons to Au Noir, to Sunshine Man, to see if it's just in my head, this whole situation with the Immortelle, because I don't think this has Immortelle, but the Immortelle kind of gives off the same vibe for me for some reason. But up to my skin, up to my nose, did not like it. It smelled like curry. Okay, to be honest. But in the air, it was glorious. Like, I really enjoyed it. But the performance was quite lacking. It was really strong in that first hour, very strong, and then it kind of just fell off a cliff and was undetectable a few hours later. So welcome back. It's Saturday, and I've just gone to the post office. I'm still sick, have a banging headache, really not ideal at all. Just gone to the post office early morning to get some parcels that I sold out of here. And my scent of the day was also at the post office waiting for me in this box right here. And it is going to be, well, let me park up at home. Right, I'm back in my fragrant chair for the first time in, feels like forever. I haven't really filmed. Not filming today, not feeling up for it, still a little bit sick, still getting better. But yes, it is indeed Saturday and I'm at home, finally can chill. And I'm not, a bit of a change of plan, I'm not going to unbox that parcel and spray it on because I'm in the mood for Oris, okay, or Iris. Something really thick and buttery, and that perfume definitely has a ton of real Oris in it. Now, another option was Interlude Black Iris, which I really wanted to spray as well, but it's also very, very potent. I'll be honest with you guys, even though it's none of your business really. My wife is in a really bad mood because of things that are going on at her work, and I don't want to rub her the wrong way with my frag choice. She despises Oris like more than anything, right? So we're going to leave the Interlude Black Iris and the new mystery perfume for maybe next week, okay? Because I just don't want to upset someone who's already upset, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to go for something that is low maintenance, low projection, just to not piss her off, and the note that she doesn't mind. So we're going for Bortnikov Oud Monarch. I think you can read that right, Oud Monarch. And we're layering it with Bortnikov. Let me open this. Also, Oud Monarch. Shout out to my friend Rich Mitch for sending me this travel atomizer. Owe him big time. So we're gonna just apply this bad boy here. This one was gifted to me by my friend Daniel from Seldomly Often. Go for a few swipes behind the ear. And the selfish swipe. Just a nice line. You can see it. And then we'll go for the good old front of wrist rub. So even if I wash my hands, it shouldn't come off. Ah, beautiful floral chocolate oud. But it doesn't go very far, which is always great. And now let's layer it with a couple of sprays of the EDP. And these two will just go Oh, wonderful. Let's go for chest. 1, 2. Should we go here as well? Should we do a little comparison? Let's do a little comparison. Why not? Okay, the attar is perfect. It's beautiful. Let's try the EDP. Nice. I won't rub that one in, but you can see it here. It's not as rich as the oil, and the oud comes out to play a lot more. The other one is more decadent, more floral, more chocolatey. But Oud Monarch today, just chilling with my daughter, having a good time, cleaning the house, doing a bit of a reset, watching the football for once. Big Arsenal fan, so yeah, we're on TV. Fantastic, I don't have to pay or find a sketchy source. Hope the feds are not watching. So Oud Monarch today, just getting back into full shape. This flu that I had, really bad. Like, I wake up with a banging headache, just energy levels super down. Haven't filmed in forever, other than the only thing I can muster is these 5 minutes for the rotation. But I would say I'm getting back about 80% full fitness at the moment. Hopefully with a bit of rest. I slept for like 11 hours last night, which is unbelievable. Usually I'm like a 6 and done kind of person. So let's hopefully over the weekend get back to full shape, because next week I'm working a ton of hours. I'm working 5 days, 3 of them are 12-hour shifts. So yeah, not going to be pretty at all, but we'll be able to whoop out some of the big guns to last that long. Maybe we'll finally do that unboxing of this new mystery Oris perfume. Put it down in the comments if you have any ideas what it is. But that's my Saturday. We'll catch up tomorrow for the final ascent of the day of the week. Okay, how did the Bortnikov go? No driving today. I mean, I probably will end up driving, but I'm going to take my daughter out, so can't exactly film with my kiddo in the back. So just doing it here whilst I get ready. Now, Bortnikov, Oud Monarch, attar, and so Bortnikov Oud Monarch in both formulas, the oil and the spray. How did it do? It was brilliant. It did what I asked of it, aka I did not get any negative attention, which is always good. To be honest, not getting a negative comment sometimes is better than a compliment. Or it's kind of is a compliment. You know what I mean? It means that it didn't offend anyone, which to me is basically a compliment, right? And it was brilliant. I have to say I enjoyed the oil a little bit more. The EDP, I think it's an EDP anyway, the oud comes out a lot more, but it feels a bit lighter and less rich and less full-bodied. This formulation smells like it was designed as the oil first, and then they made an EDP. I might be completely wrong. I'm just assuming, because the EDP is so much better, so much richer. The florals and the cacao come out to play a lot more, and they feel more dense, and they feel just better quality. They just smell nicer. The other one smells a little bit more flat and a little bit more empty in comparison. It still smells brilliant and absolutely great, and I love wearing it. This one is an amazing, I would say, oud floral with a bit of cacao. It's not really hugely about the oud, except in the deep dry down. I don't enjoy the EDP's deep dry down. It smells a little bit civetty and a little bit dirty and loses all of its beauty. So it does give all day performance, I have to give it that. But to be honest with you, after 4 hours, I kind of want to shower the thing off. So that's just me. The oil, though, I'm more than happy to rock on for the whole day. It keeps its shape and structure for a lot longer, where you'd naturally just shower off at the time you're showering, rather than being like, oh, I'm kind of sick of this, or I don't like this. You see what I mean? So highly recommend. The oil form is beautiful, lasts forever, intimate, but detectable for yourself, which is what we're doing, which is why we're wearing these perfumes in the first place, so we can smell them. So that was great. Today, it's Sunday, another day of rest, because I'm still sick. I can't believe it. Yesterday I said I was like 80% back. Now maybe edging towards that 90%. It's almost there. So hopefully, with just another day of rest, just cooking a meal for the family, chilling with my daughter, just taking it nice and easy, that should do the trick. I might try and get another video out today as well, which would be brilliant for the channel because I haven't filmed in literally almost 10 days. Not ideal at all. So yeah, I mean, I started filming and I forgot to even put the mic on. That's how, out of practice I am. But anyway, so that's the plan for today. And today I'm planning to wear something and compare a few different versions, but I don't want to ruin it, okay, for the viewers of the other videos by kind of wearing it in the rotation and saying this is what I'm doing, because it's quite obvious. So I'm doing a scent of the morning for you guys, and then probably around halfway through the day, maybe early afternoon, I will shower off and do comparison all night long. So stay tuned for that one. It's going to be top secret for now. And when I want the scent of the day to be a scent of the morning, I go for something light. So I'm going for this Creed Original Vetiver, this little partial vintage bottle that I picked up for literally like, what, 20, 30 quid. I mean, I can't complain. It still kept its top notes, I believe, which is very, very important for a perfume that is basically a summer freshie. And you know me, I just can't keep it simple. I'm also going for this decant of Herbes Troublantes by Guerlain, which I think personally is one of the most overrated creations ever for the price. This should be like one of those 30 quid, those in those bee bottles, like Pampelune, Mandarin Basilic, etc. I don't understand why this is a private blend. And I respect Frenchy Lavande, but this performs way worse. Let's give it a go. I'm doing a bit of a comparison because I do think that they smell similar in my head, and I want to formulate a better opinion by comparing them A to B. So let's go for it. So these are both green freshies. That's why I'm comparing them today. Just I enjoy sometimes comparing things just so I can get a better understanding of the differences between them. So let's go with the main scent of the day, Creed Original Vetiver. I am absolutely showered in this stuff now. For the Creed, we will go left hand, 2 sprays. Nice sprayer, beautiful smell. And the Herbes Guerlain, this is so expensive, guys. I think it's getting hyped on TikTok or some shit. Just give it a good amount, okay? Really test that longevity out and see what we're dealing with. These are 2 of the very best green freshies on the market. They are quite similar, It's just the vetiver is much more pronounced in the original vetiver, but it's really about those citruses. Wow, beautiful stuff. And the Guerlain. This is weird. They're very, very similar. I wasn't wrong at all. Let's let them settle down. I'm going to get on with my day. And thank you for watching another rotation with me. It's been a tough week, new job. Being sick and having to grind out some work, not ideal at all. Really, really not in the mood for perfume or filming or any of that. But I'm glad you guys stuck it out. If you watched till the end, drop a comment. You're one of the legends of the channel, and drop a like. Thank you very much for watching. Next week is going to be rough. It's going to be tough. I'm working 50-something hours. At least no nights. There'll be no nights on this channel, and no Korean at nights on this channel, hopefully ever, but probably in April time. But I'm working 50-something hours this week. 3 of them will be very long 12-hour days. So we'll be pulling out some of the big guns that will last that long. But at the same time, I'm still meeting these new people in this new department. So, I'm still on my best behavior. So there's going to be a lot of conflicted feelings and emotions next week. So stay tuned for that, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.